Are you aware that May is Mental Health Month? Believe in your selfie, mental health awareness. I'm going to be sharing with you what I experienced in mental health. I have depression, borderline, post-traumatic stress disorder. I have anxiety and bipolar, but I am not dangerous. I'm going to be sharing with you what depression is like for me. My emotions I go through. I go through sadness, anxiety, guilt, mood swings, and even irritability. My sadness can really be anything and everything. It just depends on what I have stuck in my mind at that time. My anxiety is the same exact way. I can be anxious about meeting new people even. My guilt could be about things that I felt like my anxiety and my sadness, I'm guilty for that. My mood swings, it can be triggered by a wording of a sentence, or I can just be irritable and just cross and just hard to get along with. With depression comes thoughts. I have self-criticism, meaning I beat myself up. I think I'm extremely fat and ugly, and I get depressed about that. I get depressed about my weight gain and how I look, and I just criticize myself and bring myself down. The physical part of depression: chronic fatigue, lack of energy, sleeping too much or too little, weight loss or gain, loss of motivation. Now, how each one of these falls into my category of depression is my fatigue. I can be depressed and sad and have no energy to do anything. I just want to lay in bed and just self-pity myself, and I can sleep too much. Then there's times I can just sleep a very little bit and I'm up and going. And I can have weight loss. I normally do have weight loss in my depression, but recently I have stopped smoking and I have been gaining, so I really don't know the difference between the depression or the nicotine. So, and then my lack of motivation. Well, it just really depends when my depression hits, and I do go through each and every one of those when my depression hits. Now for the behavior part of my depression. I have changes in my personal appearance and then withdrawal from others. Now going over each one of these, my changes in personal appearance, as you see, I can go from glam to my hair a mess and a baggy t-shirt, not putting my makeup on, not drawing my eyebrows on, and having a hard time wanting to even take interest in anything that has to do with my appearance. And that is because of my depression at times. And then my withdrawal from others is like I will literally back up and start pushing people away and just want to seclude myself to myself and not be around anybody. What is borderline for me like? Yes, I have borderline personality disorder. No, I'm not dangerous. Rapid changes in mood that last from a few hours to a few days. Feelings of emptiness. My symptoms of borderline personality disorder began in my late adolescent and early adulthood. Patterns of behavior that can be very hard to change at times even. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis related to BPD or any other disorder, call 911 or your local crisis intervention services. What is post-traumatic stress disorder for me like? Post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, is a mental condition that results in a series of emotional and physical reactions in individuals who have experienced a trauma. I have nightmares and flashbacks. Depression and anxiety, which is followed by my other disorders as well. Withdrawal meaning suddenly loss of interest in your favorite hobbies, activities, friends that you used to be very passionate about. Avoidance of hospitals. I avoid hospitals now. Guilt and shame. What is an anxiety disorder for me like? Panic, fear, and uneasiness. Sleeping problems. Shortness of breath. Stress is a key factor. What is bipolar disorder like for me? Bipolar disorder, also known as manic depressive illness, is a brain disorder that usually it causes a shift in moods, energy, activity levels, and the ability to carry on a day-to-day lifestyle. Manic episodes that last at least 7 days. People who have a manic episode may feel very up, high, and have lots of energy, have increased activity levels, feel jumpy or weird, have trouble sleeping, become more active than usual, talk really fast about a lot of different things, be aggravated, irritable, or touchy, feel like their thoughts are going very fast. They think they can do a lot of things at once. Then, if they're having a depressive episode, it may be very sad, down, empty, or hopeless, have very little energy, have decreased activity levels, have trouble sleeping, or sleeping way too much or too less. I mean, it just goes on and on how different the side effects of one can be to the depressive side to the manic side. Whatever you're going through, no matter what, there is always help. So I have listed on the screen here where you can text. Pause the screen if you are in a crisis mode right now and go ahead and text this hotline and crisis center. They are there to help. I mean, it's volunteers who will help you get through your depressive state that you are in, and they're just there for you. So please take a moment to text them if you're in need for help. Who they are. The crisis text line is free. It's 24-hour support for those in a crisis, connecting with people in a crisis, and they're trained counselors. So the first priority is to help you. You will always come first to them. So, like I said, if you need to, text them right now. No one should ever feel ashamed of their mental disorder.
So I thought I needed. Ooh.